Greetings out there. This is part 3 of this video. Who are my forefathers? This is the third part of this video, and this is the conclusion, the closing out of who are my forefathers. So I did 1 and 2 already, so I'm going to go more into my last name, Hernandez. Before it was Stanswin Robinson, it was Hernandez. So me and this Hernandez, according to this paper, it shows you on the right-hand side how many generations it goes back paternally. 24 generations. The percentage of me and him being related is 99.91%. So that means me and him is closely related down our line. We have a same forefather down the line. Just different branches, but the same forefather. Like 2 brothers' children. One went that direction, other one went that direction. His family stayed in Latin America. Mine came to America. So we're going to go a little bit more into the surname Hernandez. Before Robinson and Stansel was Hernandez. So I'm going to show you this real quick. Hernandez family history. Spanish Hernandez. From the personal name Fernando, the surname has also been established in southern Italy, mainly in Naples and Palermo, since the period of the Spanish dominance there. I'm going to jump to the point, because the question was my root Sephardic or Ashkenazi. Now it said Jewish, Sephardic, adoption of the name above at the moment of the conversion to Roman Catholicism. Then it said after the return to Judaism, to the Torah and the Tanakh, generations later, some Jewish descendants retained the surname. So, according to my haplogroup, it's just E1B1A1, which is EM2. I'm going to go a little bit more into that again real quick, like I showed you in part 1. According to my DNA, it's haplogroup EM2 according to family tree DNA. As well as in DNA consultant is E1B1A. Other tests that I took, my living DNA is E1B1A, which is EM291 as well, the same thing. So I'm going to read this again, because it shows you right here that Hernandez is a Sephardic surname, but we're going to also show you that EM2 has a Sephardic connection, like I showed you in part 1. Not only the name, but the DNA. It's a haplogroup EM2, also E1B1A1. It's predominantly West African, but its presence in Sephardic Jewish paternal line suggests ancient migration, particularly into North Africa. So where they was located in North Africa, mainly in the Barbary states such as Morocco, Algeria, Libya, and Tunisia. Those are the Barbary states in North Africa. And under North Africa, Sephardic would be under Berbers. So I also have a match for Berbers in North Africa and Morocco. it doesn't necessarily mean a direct kin, but one of my cousins or a relative of mine that was in Morocco as well. So, to make a long story short, is also an Ashkenazi DNA EM2 as well, or E1B1A. So I'm going to read this again. I'm going to show you again right here. It said subclan EM2 also E1B1A is a major paternal lineage, primarily associated with West African Bantu expansion, but is also appears significantly within Jewish population, specifically Ashkenazi Jews. Prevalence, haplogroup E is a leading DNA lineage in Jewish genetics, with EM2, E1B1A being a prominent branch found in significant numbers among Ashkenazi Jews. So this haplogroup is also found in Ashkenazi Jews as well, EM2, but it's like a cousin or a relative of mine that have that haplogroup, which is Ashkenazi Jews. But mine is more Sephardic because Iberia, plus a surname Hernandez. Before Stansel and Robinson existed, our surname was actually a Hernandez. And we're going to confirm it even more because I have matches in Angola and matches in Central West Africa. Right here. I'm going to show you right here. It said right here, Shawnee Stansel to Central West African. Ancestry follows Spanish Black, Central West African. Spanish also could mean Sephardic as well. So now we're going to go in again into this. Sean H. Stansel, my other certificate, show matches to Angola ancestry as follow: Angolan, Cabinda, and Angolan. And over there, what they speak in Angola, Portuguese. And according to my DNA, the Jewish test, it shows I have Spanish, Portuguese, and Moroccan Jew ancestry, which is Sephardic. But according to the Y DNA, which don't lie, is definitely indeed Sephardic. Now, I'm going to show you one last thing before I close out this chapter. But before I go into that, the Hernandez fit more Iberian. Then we went into Africa, and then we went into DR. Then we came to the Americas, and now I'm going to show you that as well. Before we took on these names, Stansel Robinson, our actual last name was Hernandez. So it shows you right here, down to my sixth great-great-grandfather, that he was what they would say a Black Dominican man or Afro-Dominican man or Afro-Spaniel man or a Spaniel Negro that was slaves that was taken down there. And according to some sources, they said that they was brought down to Charleston, South Carolina, as slaves, and then they was dropped off over there, and then they went to North Carolina. So that's the end of this video and my family history. Any questions, anything you need to know, I will show you, but I'm going to go into this one last time before this closes out. This is the proof right here. So before I took on the last name Stansel and Robinson, we were Hernandez, and the confirmation is Afro-Dominican, or what they say, Black Dominican. So it shows you that my family was Sephardic Jews that got caught up in the Inquisition, that caught up into the transatlantic slave trade, dropped off to the Spanish Caribbean, and then entered into the United States of America. So thank you very much. Grace and peace be to all of y'all, and hope to put out another video soon. Shalom. Thank you.